Again, hello. Even if you're getting tired of my voice, have some patience, sip on your coffee, relax, and listen to a short mini lesson. I'm joking, I hope you're not getting fed up, but there really are a lot of lessons and I can be overwhelming. I just want to give you maximum and show you different ways. And you see, I have done and experimented a lot on various molds, on numerous castings, on jewelry, on toys, on this palette. The effect is achieved on everything I pour it on. So I'll show you an example on this cool whale mold from Reinhardt Company. My resin is thick, deluxe. I love it because it's the thickest I've ever tried. The inks I used for this technique are piñata. I haven't tried others because I don't work with other inks, not for any specific reason, but simply because I like piñatas the most. Before this, I worked on craft, but not. Some colors change from the temperature of the resin, so I refuse to craft piñatas while I'm satisfied with everything. Now I'm still trying Marabou Maraba. It contains really cool micro-particles. Glitter, perhaps you noticed on the whale and other fills, micro dots. Just before, working in the Cosmos technique in jewelry filling, I spilled thick resin. I didn't wait to spill it while I prepared the mold, made the base, kneaded the resin. I shook all the ink well, shook the maraba well, because its pigment is this ink. It settles, and there is a metal ball, and you need to shake it well. Just 2 or 3 drops are enough. I have an oblong mold here. It will not converge in the middle. If you have some kind of round one for a clone, then exactly 2, well, maximum 3 drops. You see, I keep the video in live format on purpose. I speed things up so you can understand the timing and how long it takes. I drip the ink and let it disperse. I let the pigment blend. Every time I take any color ink, I shake the jar well because the ink settles. Look, it's black ink and I apply it around the edges. Not close together because I'm going to add more ink of a different color. I have a pretty big palette and I mix here. After soaking up some color, I visited Pinterest, took a look and was inspired by colors, and I prepared purple, aqua, green, coral, and lemon, yellow, each individual pour. The experiment I conducted was changing around the colors. I mixed and matched them. That's why I'm making this whale now with black with blue on top of the feathers. See, I'm carving. So we don't need, to go around in a circle as we are used to serving the fill, going around in a circle to make black, then around to make turquoise. No, here you can arrange things or in a staggered manner. Even if you have a different mold, you can make one side, for example, black, the other side all in colors. That is, you have to understand for yourself that the cosmos, is not as we are used to drawing. Here is a pure canvas, and then we make the circumference purple, make it turquoise. The cosmos will be, imagine that there is a colored flight from one side, from the other side purely black. I just drip purple ink and also watch. Calm, do not rush. I disappear somewhere from the screen because I shake the canvas. What other colors should I make while the resin is polymerizing? Even though it is thick, it does not let our drops fall, but we still have to wait. During the work process, you need to wait, not rush to it because you might not have time, because on thick resin, you need to start working right away. You can take 5 to 7 minutes to prepare when you need the resin, but then you need to start working right away. But during work, it's better to calmly and patiently execute your process. You see, I do it step by step, dripping drops. Moreover, I still do not understand to the end when I take a bubble what specific colors I should make, what specific drops to make, because I change it every time I changed. The process, you see, is gradual for me. I drop the colors bit by bit, and I keep doing this till the end. When I pick up the bottle, I don't exactly know which colors to mix or the specific drops to create because the steps and drops keep changing every time. So we wait patiently and slowly. Also, before applying white, wait for about 1.5 to 2 minutes.
No pressure, no.
I strongly pressure the white drops, like here. We wait here for about 7 to 8 minutes. All of this, of course, depends on your resin. Before creating the galaxy effect and picking up the toothpick that will be used to create the galaxy effect, you need to wait. You need to wait for the ink to settle down, for it to blend with each other color, and for the resin to become even more polymerized.
But
of course, everything is done by experiment, and I've noticed that it also depends on the shape. If the form is more streamlined, round, for example, or oval, the process of creating this galaxy is different. The drops lie differently due to depth. If the mold is flat, the effect will be less deep, so you need to experiment and try it now. We are waiting. I set a timer for myself for 6 minutes. And look, I didn't sink my toothpick deep, only where the sharp nose is, and see how slow I lead the galaxy and not in a rush. It's a snail. And of course, we don't remove bubbles with a burner, we leave it as it is. The backside can be filled with black resin, as you like.
so the molding.
Look at how the Morabu flickers, and look at the contour of the snail. Now I want to show you another lesson on jewelry. You can use double tape. It's perfectly ideal because you don't need to bother gluing on both sides to hold the base. I'll stick my strip on it and I'll stick my bases. They are transparent from both sides.
There is no base, only a frame.
Gives off bubbles, so drop by drop, pass through with a burner, drop another drop, then pass again with a burner. This is how you remove flowers in technique. So in the technique of removing bubbles from flowers on substrates, look, I don't immediately start with colored inks. I dig moroba. This pigment is pearlescent. You can mix it, by the way. Take just alcohol and mix isopropyl glitter there to drip for the first layer of glitter. So you see, all depends on the size. In a small pendant, I dripped 1 drop of black, and in the second pendant, I dropped 2 and also changed the colors. I have a pendant. I will have a green one. Green, there is a lemon. In the ice cream, I have blue and purple and pink along with black. Here I sped up the process a little, but still, you see, I am waiting too. Here I waited 4 minutes before dripping with white pigment, and I dig not very tightly. You see, literally 3 drops on ice cream on the lower part of the pendant itself. I leave. And I'm also waiting. You can wait. Well, since there is a flat filling, there isn't such a large fill as on the whale on other volumetric moldics. But I waited 4 minutes you can see the pigment. The donkey showed itself well. But I think we should have waited a little longer because the resin was more liquid due to the smaller volume, thinner, more ink on the surface. More ink was on the surface. Than in those molds, but nevertheless, I'll show you all fills now, all experiments I had. Look at the palette, how awesome the galaxy is. That means on a large mold, how cool the galaxy has manifested itself. I sanded the surface of my pendants with sandpaper, kneaded a thick resin, and also let it stand for about 6-7 minutes, apply a final layer, and I apply a finishing layer volumetrically, that is, a droplet in the middle, and I add more drops to the center and stretch it on the sides so that you would have an effect, a 3D one, and an effect of a lens so that the pendant would not be overlapped flatly as we are used to overlapping the dish, but so that it was plump. We dig, but you just need to make sure that the resin has gained viscosity. Otherwise, it will distribute and spread over everything throughout your filling. In the first few minutes, I do not remove the bubbles for the first 8 minutes, because if we remove the bubbles, the resin will soften and again run away from us. We don't need this. We will then calmly remove all the bubbles. They will come out. Do not worry. And while the resin stood, it gained viscosity, polymerized. The bubbles also came out. So we do 2 things. When we let the resin stand, look at this whale, how the glitter shimmers. I don't even look at the galaxy. At the snail, which turned out cool, I just enjoy how these glitters look on a black background on dark ink, and how the camera in general, and they don't convey how awesome this effect is. Only with your eyes you look and really see this very depth, this cosmic story. Well, it's not complicated, tell me. The main thing is to wait, the main thing is calmness, and choose the ink of the color that you like.
I'm waiting for your experiments.